On the world news, Typhoon Yagi triggered killing 24 and injuring more. And Russian drone violates Ukraine's airstrike. This is the world news. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on the world news on Providence Television International. My name is Edna Caesar Garrick. At least 24 people have killed and 299 injured in Vietnam amid landslide and flood triggered by Typhoon Yagi. The typhoon was Asia's most powerful storm this year and made landfall on Vietnam's northeastern coast on Saturday after causing havoc in China and the Philippines. Among the victims were 6 people, including a newborn baby and 1-year-old boy, who were killed in a landslide in the Hang Lan Son Mountains of northwestern Vietnam. Officials said their bodies were discovered on Sunday. Other victims, including a family of 4 who were killed after heavy rain caused a hillside to collapse on a house in mountainous Hao Binh province in northern Vietnam. The Vietnamese government said the storm disrupted power supplies and telecommunications in several parts of the country, mostly in Quang Ninh and Hai Phong in the northeast. The weather agency on Monday warned of more flood and landslide, noting that rainfall had ranged between 208 millimeters and 433 millimeters several parts of the regions over the past 24 hours. Yagi weakened to a tropical depression on Sunday, but several areas of the port city of Hai Phong were under half a meter of water and there was no electricity. The Disaster Management Authority said 30 vessels sank after being pounded by strong winds and waves. Authorities said the typhoon also damaged nearly 3,300 houses and more than 120,000 hectares of crops in the north of the country. Before arriving in Vietnam, Yagi tore through southern China and the Philippines, killing at least 24 people and injuring dozens others. Typhoons in the region are forming closer to the coast, intensifying for more rapidly and staying over land for longer due to climate change. Thousands of supporters of Pakistan's imprisoned former Prime Minister Imran Khan has rallied demanding his release. Gathering on the outskirts of the capital Islamabad on Sunday, the crowd called for an end to Khan's detainment, which had run for more than a year. The main political rival to Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif faces more than 150 police cases. Government critics in Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party says the charges are politically motivated. Ousted from the Prime Minister's office in 2022 in a non-confident vote in Parliament, the cricketer turned politician remains a popular figure. Sunday's rally, one of the biggest this year held by PTI, was peaceful though police briefly clashed with some activists. Authorities have blocked key roads, put in shipping containers to prevent supporters from attending the rally. Khan's spokesman Zulfi Bukhara denounced the police action in a statement. Addressing the rally, Ali Amin, the top elected official in the northern eastern Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, told the crowd, God willing, we will secure the release of Imran Khan soon. Khan has been in prison since 2023 when he was arrested after being sentenced in a corruption case. Latvia and Romania, NATO members who are allies of Ukraine, have said that Russian drones violated their airspace. Romania said a Russian drone entered its airspace during night-time attack across the Dumbe River in a neighboring Ukraine in the early hours of Sunday, while Latvia said one crashed into the eastern part of the country a day earlier. Romanian Ministry of National Defense said that Bucharest deployed F-16 fighter jets to monitor its airspace and that a search for the weapon debris was underway at a potential crash site near the border. There were no immediate reports of casualty or damage. Latvia's President Edgar Rinkēvičs meanwhile said a Russian military drone has crashed in the eastern part of its territory. The Defense Ministry said that the drone has flown into the country's airspace from Belarus and crashed around Reken, a town of about 25 people, some 55 kilometers west of Russia and 75 kilometers from Belarus, across alley of the Kremlin. While the incursion into Latvian airspace appeared to be a rare incident, Romania has confirmed drone fragments on its territory on several occasions since Russia began its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. Romania shares a 650 kilometers border with Ukraine. Macedonia, NATO's outgoing Deputy Secretary General and Romania's former top diplomat, said the military alliance condemned Russia's violation of Romanian airspace. Russia has carried out repeated nighttime attacks on cities across Ukraine, frequently targeting its river ports, which are just few hundred meters from Romania. Ukraine's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Andriy Sybiha, condemned the breaches of Romanian and Latvia airspace, calling them a stark reminder that Russia's aggressive action extended beyond Ukraine. He added that Ukraine needed concrete action from its allies. Poland has also recorded at least 2 cases of its airspace being violated by Russian missiles or drones attacking Ukraine, mostly recently in December. Romanian lawmakers plan to consider legislation at their current session on enabling Romania to shoot down drones invading the country's airspace in peacetime. Philippines President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has pledged that evangelist preacher Apollo Quiboli will receive no special treatment following his arrest. A weeks-long manhunt ended over the week when Quibolo, a self-proclaimed son of God, was arrested on charges of child and sexual abuse and allegation of human trafficking. The preacher, a longtime ally of former President Rodrigo Duterte, whose sect boasts of millions of followers, is also wanted in the United States on charges of sex trafficking and bulk cash smuggling. Quibolo has rejected all charges against him but went into hiding after 2 courts issued arrest warrant against him in April. He has also refused to appear before a Senate investigation into alleged abuses of his church. After months hunting the pastor, the Marcos administration deployed more than 2,000 police to search his sprawling church compound in the southern Davao City on suspicion that he was hiding there in a bunker. Philippine police spokesman Jane Farado said on Sunday that Quiboli was captured on Sunday inside the compound, but Quiboli's lawyer, Israeli Totoron, disputed the government account, saying the pastor surrendered to the police and military because he did not want the situation to further escalate. Marcos said Quiboli's camp has set conditions for his surrender, including a guarantee he would not be sent to the U.S. to face charges, but Marcos said that putting condition is not an option for someone who is a fugitive. If you are just joining us, this is a world news on Providence Television International. The Paralympic Games have come to an end with a spectacular light show and dance party capping a final day of competition that saw 2 world records fall. Addressing the closing ceremony at a Parc Stade de France, Chief Paris 2024 organizer and former gold medal winning canoeist Tony Estenguet said the 6 weeks of the Paralympics and the Olympics will remain etched in people's memories. More than 4,400 athletes from 168 Paralympics delegation partied to the best of French electronic dance music during the closing ceremony despite the rain. Earlier, Morocco's Fatima Ezra El Idrissi smashed the world record in the women's marathon for runners with visual impairment. El Idrissi finished the 42-kilometer course in 2 hours, 48 minutes and 36 seconds, beating the previous record by nearly 6 minutes. Also in the final day of competition, Nigerian's Folashade Oluwafemiayo broke her own world record in the women's powerlifting. China topped the Paralympic medal table with 94 goals, while Great Britain was second with 49 and United States third with 36. Ukraine's athletes overcame the formidable obstacles posed by their country's war against invading Russian forces to finish in 7th place with 22 gold, while France was 8th with 19. The next Paralympics will take place in Los Angeles in 2028 despite initial fears about ticket sales, the Paralympics took place in mainly full stadiums, benefiting from the feel-good factor of the highly successful Olympics, which ended on August 11. Parsons said the Paris Paralympics has shown that change starts with sports. Away from the foreign scene, now back home, the Independent National Electoral Commission has announced the successful accreditation of 114 media organizations ahead of the upcoming Edo State governorship election on September 21st, 2024. The accredited outlets, which include newspapers, radio, television stations, and online platforms, have collectively submitted the details of 721 personnel who will be deployed to cover the election. INEC revealed this in a statement released today by the National Commission and Chairman Information and Voter Education Committee Sami Lukum. The personnel, according to the Commission, will serve as reporters, cameramen, broadcast engineers, and support staff during the election. Operatives of the Department of the State Services have arrested the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Joe Ajero. Ajero was arrested this morning at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, on his way to the United Kingdom on an official assignment. The NLC president was billed to attend the Trade Union Congress conference in London, which begins today. Edo State government has reiterated its commitment to providing good governance and sustainable development to the people of Edo State. The assertion was made by the Honorable Commissioner on Communication and Orientation, Edo State, Honorable Chris Nehihari, during a recent exclusive interview with Providence Television International. Highlighting the numerous achievements of the Governor Obaseki-led government, Honorable Nehihari noted that Governor Obaseki started a new order in the state that involves resources being directed to appropriate projects, unlike the practice in the past government where such resources were looted. Commissioner decried the activities of distractors of the present Obaseki-led government, noting that their growth is based on greed and non-acceptance of the new order based on a no-looting policy. Speaking on unity within the PDP, Edo State Honorable Nehihari noted that the collective mindset of PDP members in the state is to have PDP back at the helm of government after the Governor Obaseki administration.
But they keep calling, but he's a technocrat in politics and he's done exceedingly well.
Oh yes,
you know. So, but I think I'm just starting.
What are the things people do not like about?
Emphasizing the need for continuity of good governance in Edo State, Honorable Nehihari noted that the PDP gubernatorial candidate Dr. Asun Ighodalo is capable of sustaining the non-looting of government funds policy if voted as the next governor of Edo State. The commissioner expressed optimism that the upcoming gubernatorial election will be free and fair, while urging eligible voters to vote based on credibility of a candidate. The federal government has promised to provide non-equipment and resources to Nigerian police force. President Bola Tinubu made the pledge over the weekend at the graduation ceremony of 4,078 students of Nigerian Police Academy, Wudil, Kano State. He said the equipment and resources were to enable the Nigerian police force to discharge its responsibilities more effectively. Tinubu, who was represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, stressed the importance of shunning corruption and upholding the highest level of professionalism in the discharge of their responsibilities. He disclosed that the government is also embarking on a massive recruitment drive into the police force aimed at empowering youth to participate in national security efforts. The president further urged graduates to adhere strictly to the ethics of modern policing in the discharge of their duties. The Nigerian Army on Sunday discredited the viral publication of mass resignation of soldiers over corruption and low morale, stating that the publication is not only misleading but a deliberate attempt to sow seed of disaffection and acrimony, as well as denigrate the patriotic service of personnel and reputation of the Nigerian Army. The leadership of the Nigerian Army also clarified that service in the Nigerian Army, like most military worldwide, is voluntary and not conscriptive, arguing that individuals are free and at liberty to disengage at will. The Army explained that whereas reasons for the discharge of personnel are confidential, they range from voluntary disenchantment, medical grounds, pursuit of other professions of interests. With that, we've come to the end of the world news. But before we go, let's take a look at some top stories that made headlines. We brought you the report which say the Paralympics game has come to an end with a spectacular light show and dance party capping a final day of competition that saw 2 world records fall. Addressing the closing ceremony at a park Stade de France, Chief Paris 2024 organizer and former gold medal winning canoeist Tony Estenwood said the 6 weeks of the Paralympics and the Olympics would remain etched in the people's memory. We also told you that thousands of supporters of Pakistan's imprisoned former Prime Minister Imran Khan have rallied demanding his release. Gathering on the outskirts of the capital Islamabad on Sunday, the crowd called for an end to Khan's detainment, which has run for more than a year. The main political rival to Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif faces more than 150 police cases. And finally, at least 24 people have been killed and 299 injured in Vietnam amid landslide and flood triggered by Typhoon Yagi. The typhoon was Asia's most powerful storm this year and made landfall on Vietnam's northeastern coast on Saturday after causing havoc in China and the Philippines. Among the victims were 6 people, including a newborn baby and 1-year-old boy who were killed in a landslide in the Hang Linh Son Mountains of northwestern Vietnam. That's our package. Thanks for watching. Edna Garrick is my name. Good afternoon.